Good Monday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and SUVs and motorcycles, the dogs, the kid, the Corvette, the challenges, and wow, it's cold. Hey, good Monday morning there. I mean, it's chilly. I mean, it's cool. Wow, it's really cooled down up here after we got a taste of some really warm weather. We're kind of back to the typical March weather here. That's kind of cooler. Usually doesn't stay warm that long. Getting some hot spells. But hey, good morning there. Thanks for all those that tuned to my channel. What a weekend. Good Lord. And once again, hey, thank you for subscribing to my channel and watching my channel and participating. It's really cool to have people reach out and participate in the antics that I do. Yeah, wow. What a weekend. I mean, an incredible, successful weekend in my views, even though some feel like not so much on that Z06 delivery. It's gotten a lot of attention. I put it in a short video so that you kind of just cut to the chase through all the content and all the talk and all the video to see how that delivery in so many ways was a fail. So no, come on back here. Hey, come on back here. So dogs going nuts as usual, and it's the usual things. What's going on back here? I have no idea. Come on, stop it. Hey, come on back here. Must be chasing a deer or something. I'll have to go back there and check it out. But anyways, so for a lot of those who watch my channel, a lot of people are very disappointed. In some ways, I even checked the vehicle. What I kind of got a lot out of that video yesterday was a lot of, we want a refund. Hey, come on back here. What is going on? This is a totally screw up. Hey, come on back here. No. Scout. No. Get back here. Get back here. Jesus Christ. Just doesn't end. Come on, get on back. Scout. Ginger. Whoa. Hey, Kiefer. Jesus Christ, man. Ginger. Ginger, get back here. Get back here. Ginger. You said I got to go through. You have dogs. Get back here. Get in here. Let's go. Get in. Ginger. Ginger, the girl, is the problem. Ginger. Ginger. I'm going to have to cut the video off. Ginger, get back here. Get in the barn. Get in the barn. Get in the barn. Ginger? Yeah. Sorry for the delay. And yeah. Hey, stop it. Let's go. Get in the barn. Well, I put you guys in the barn. It's all out of control. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got the tractor on Friday. Awesome. Come on. Get in. So a lot of people thought I made a mistake taking that car because of Carvana damaging it. And the word of the day is refund. I thought to myself yesterday that I guess, come on, let's go, Keith. Everybody get in here. The smoking idea is working. I didn't even do much smoking last night in this thing. I'm not seeing birds and all the crap everywhere, thank God. I can only hope and pray that idea works, because those birds are just so nasty. So, come on. We got to do this a certain way. Otherwise, good old Kiwi boy. No, you got to stay down here because you can't be the master guy up top stairs. Go on, Pups. Go on. Go on. Nope. It's the dominance. Get up there. Go on. Get up there. Go on. Go on, boy. So, anyways, yeah, a lot of distraction here. So, my apologies for those who watch my channel. I can turn the video off, but I just, it turns into having to upload the video to upload YouTube. If you just make the video, then upload, it's a lot faster. That's why I don't like stopping the video. It delays everything. Then sometimes my mouth gets out of sync. So lights, camera, action. What the hell's my jacket doing on here, right? Oh, my nice Triumph motorcycle, which is so nice. And here it is. So once again, a lot of people yesterday watching my video, a lot of you were like, man, I would never have taken that car. You're a fool, and give it back. And I think, this is what's intriguing to me. This guy damaged the front splitter. Here's some screws or whatever. And underneath there's more screws. This piece, from what I can tell, comes off the front of the car, and you can put a new piece on. Now, in the market, I've seen these things anywhere from $200 to $1,200. So, yeah, it's disappointing. No doubt. I don't disagree. But a lot of people are like, don't take that car But it's like, okay, so, I mean, sincerely, I'm like, if this was a 2024 brand new Corvette, I get all that. And I can go find an exact same 2024 Corvette option out the same way from a different dealer for the same price. I get all that. This car here, anybody on my channel, start sending me links. I mean, sincerely, on my channel, I love this stuff. I love to see how maybe incompetent I am. I don't care. I mean, for me as an individual, I'm not the smartest guy of the bunch. And when you hang out with people who think they're the smartest people of the bunch, I don't hang out with them because they aren't the smartest people of the bunch. Here's the point. I'd love to see people start throwing me links to a 2015 Corvette Z06 convertible, this color, this package, 3LZ. It's the 3LZ package. So I always do that. Which is the highest trim level. This color peanut butter interior with 11,000 miles on it, which besides the front splitter, this car is in extremely good shape. For $63,990. That's how much this car was. $63,990 from Carvana. So I'd love to see people throw me a 2015 Corvette and say, look, found the exact same car. It's even in better shape than this one is, and it's actually cheaper. I'd love to see that. I'd be like, that's awesome. So, yeah, I couldn't find them. When I looked this car up, I went to cars.com, and I did a wide array of searching for this car, and I didn't see them. What I saw was more expensive cars with higher mileage. But here's the kicker. I have too many damn vehicles. So when the banks look at me, they're like, nope, nope, nope. I have a relationship now with Carvana on my third purchase, the Carvana, with Bridgestone Crest Credit, which is the Carvana family, that they approved me to buy this car. If I went to a regular car dealership that's sitting there, I can promise you right now, they're not going to get the deal done. I mean, maybe my buddy out there, I mean, it would have been cool if CMA of Martinsburg, Chevrolet Toyota, it'd have been cool if they had this car there, because I think that guy could have got me another deal. He got me a deal on this car here, so that would have been cool. Yeah, I would have taken that all day long, but they didn't have it. So the whole point is, a lot of people are saying, you should have turned it back. You should ask for a refund. Well, no. My position is I have 7 days for this car to have this front end resolved. Or if I just want to give it back to him, I give it back to him. But I think I'd be a fool if this is only a $200 part at the end of the day, that it turns into some people say it's $3,000. I don't know. I mean, in all sincereness, I don't know. I'm just sharing. When you go look on the internet and you start searching front splitters, then I'm seeing prices anywhere from $200 to $1,200. You can get carbon fiber, look. So we'll see. But the refund, once again, as I'm sitting here, I think that what is challenging, when you go buy a car or motorcycle, every state has different laws. People know lemon laws. I'm sure people are very abreast to the challenges when you buy something and it ends up not being what you think it's going to be. And get my little stool here. I polished up I spent yesterday afternoon when I got back in going over the car, because when you start cleaning the car, you then start finding all the imperfections. Let me get this thing out of the way before I trip on it or something. That'll happen. So and this is, keep in mind, this car is a March 2015 built car. So this car is 9 years old. The car definitely was in the garage. And so you can kind of start going to this paint, and I can see the imperfections of the paint. I'm sure a master detailer person could probably clean this paint up a little bit more and get some of the impurities out of it, which, that's possible. Do I do that? I don't know. One of my subscribers really was so upset of yesterday's ordeal, he claims he's unsubscribing to my channel. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was kind of disappointed to hear that. I was like, wow. It was really, if you go through my video yesterday, there's a lot of comments out there, and it's people really that are upset about that Carvana delivery. And as a person, I feel for the driver, because the driver's a brand new guy. Carvana didn't give that guy the right tools on delivery of this vehicle. So, and some people like that guy was just really a terrible driver. Well, right, because nobody taught him how to load or unload a low profile car. So I feel bad for the guy because the guy basically wasn't given the right instructions on what to do. And some people are like, I can't believe you let this car go down that rollback and witness what happened. Well, what people don't know is when the car got there, this was already damaged. So already this was damaged. So the guy said, look, when I roll this thing off the car, he told me, this thing's in a scrape. And I was like, well, what do you do? He's like, well, we'll have to put a claim in. I'm like, he's like, look, I'm like, right, you did that. He's like, right, when I loaded the car, I already did that. He admitted that. So I'm like, okay, so what? Sorry, don't take delivery of the car. My position was, okay, so send the car back and then wait for them to get that resolved. I was like, forget it. Just freaking, I want the car. I want to be able to drive the car. I want to see if I even like the car. And once again, the front end was already damaged. So this thing's already trash. It's already trash. So yeah, it got more trashy, but that is fixable. So once again, anybody on my channel, don't take this for me attacking anybody here or persecuting anybody here, but I'm just kind of taken back that so many feel like this part up front is going to make the difference at the end of the day, this car being a really nice car, but it's fixable. I mean, it's totally fixable. This car here, whether you realize it or not, they have a whole front new splitter for me because up underneath of it, it's all scratched up and damaged. If it wasn't for the dealer even telling me that, I don't know if I would even raise my hand to even have anything done. And then I made a comment to one of my subscribers. I don't know if he's listening to me anymore, but I said, you know, the way life works out, sure, you can have a big old fit about what that driver did and then fight to get it replaced and da-da-da-da. And at the end of the day, I said at the end of the day, just being funny, sarcastic, I said, at the end of the day, I'll drive this car up to a curb and I'll end up hitting the curb and I'll end up damaging the damn thing. I mean, I still remember selling my Ford Bronco Raptor to my local dealer. So if you watch my channel, close to a year ago, I got rid of my cactus gray Bronco Raptor. And these Raptors are notorious, and the Jeeps that have flat windshields are notorious for getting chips in them. So on my Raptor, right out of the gate, that damn car got a little chip, kind of where that white thing is in the windshield. A little chip, probably about that big, and it never ever spread. So it was there, but it never ever spread. So when I gave that car up, they said, you got to replace the windshield. I'm like, why? Like, because the guy's going to buy the car. I'm like, but it's a waste of time. And I argued with Leesburg Dodge, the owner, the used car guy. I said, these things are notorious for getting chips in the windshield. And they're like, you got to replace it. I'm like, I'll replace it, but it's a waste of time. This is no lie, this story. To go back to my theory about the splitter in front of this Corvette. So Mo, he gets a person who wants that Bronco Raptor after I get the windshield fixed, and he drives it to Richmond, Virginia. He gets like a mile from the customer's house, a rock hits the windshield and splits it. No lie. So that's what I'm saying to you. It's like, yeah, you can pound your fist, be pissed off, okay, yeah. And so then here's another classic example. All right, I reject the order. I reject it. Tell them, you guys don't want it. I'll just go find another Z06. So this time around, I go to a car dealership, I buy a Z06, and sure enough, I drive somewhere, and unbeknownst to me, a speed bump or whatever it may be, it's inevitable. I mean, it's variables or whatever. I end up hitting something that does damage to the front splitter. I'd be like, there you go. Yeah, wow. Hey, I give another car. Forget it. This car is such a low profile car. Anybody that has these cars, these cars are at such a higher risk. You hit a big old pothole. I mean, there's such a more risk factor of how low it sits to the ground. So the refund, I told everybody that said that stuff, like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to give this car back. This car, this may go down as my most favorite all-time baddest ass car I've ever owned. I think this may be it. People always ask me, what's your favorite car? And I've had so many cars, and I think that this car here is probably going to go as far as a car goes. And that's why it's challenging, because I have cars and trucks, SUVs. So when somebody says, what's my favorite vehicle of all time? Well, if you categorize it in the car side, I think this Z06 is going to be it. This thing is, I am taken back on how I got so caught up in the Hellcat Mopar world. And I mean, literally, I got so caught up in this Hellcat Mopar world that I abandoned really what I grew up always wanting. Growing up, I always wanted a Corvette. I had Camaro, but I wasn't as much wanting the Camaro as much as I wanted a Corvette. And so in like 2002, I bought my first used white C5 Corvette from a Chevrolet dealership that's no longer in business. Back when the 2008 crisis went down, they sold the dealership and all the land and moved on. But I actually had ordered a Nissan 350Z at the time, and it was taking forever to get it. And I kind of gave up waiting for it. Then I test drove a Nissan 350Z on a dealer's lot just to see how it drove, and it was so lame. I literally drove across the street to this Chevy dealer, and they had a really nice used Z06. So that was my first Corvette. And if I remember right, I think it was a 98 or 99 C5. I'll have to look that up. And I just really liked that car. But from there, in 2004, I evolved into the next C5 anniversary edition Z06, which I bought. And I had that car just a very short time because my wife was adamant once we had Julia. I gotta get some water, so sorry for the delay here. My wife was adamant about how she could not ride in the front seat of that car, in a baby seat. You know, for me, I was like, yeah, let's put the kid in the front. But so I had a nice anniversary blue, that nice, like a navy blue. People know it with the stripe and the silver. Nice looking car, elegant looking car. Wasn't a convertible, it was a hardtop. And I decided to sell that for a Joe Gibbs Tahoe to be able to haul the kid around, all the dogs, and all the other stuff. So that was my second Z06. And then in 2006, when they came out with the C6 Corvette, I witnessed every and a brother at Tyson's Corners, Coons Chevrolet, of people flying from Wisconsin, from Chicago, from California, from New York, from Florida. I witnessed at that dealership people coming in and paying $25,000 over a sticker on the Z06s. And you couldn't get a Z06. So back in 2006, I think it was 2006, I could be a little off on that. Could have been in 2005 summer, but whenever the C6 came available, I wanted one of those Z06s really bad. But you couldn't get it. I couldn't justify, it was a bidding war. So you went to a dealership, people literally, even back then, were paying 25 grand, 30 grand over for the car. I was like, nope, I'll set it out. So it wasn't until 2008 that I finally bought I think it was like February of 2008 or March of 2008, about this time, I picked up a Z06, silver color, with the highest level trim, beautiful car, and that was the last Z06 that I had. But I got 8 grand off. So in 2008, things were all changing. So back in 2004, 5, 6, I've talked about this many times. The economy was on fire. Every brother was paying big money for houses. Every brother was buying trucks and cars and motorcycles and SUVs and RVs and boats. The exact same thing that's been going on in this country now for the last 2-3 years of just insane. It's just where all the money come from, not knowing that everybody and a brother was cashing out of their house. Their house was an ATM machine, borrowing money out of it to go buy all these toys. I didn't know that. So in 2008, when the economy started changing, and that's when I had a business that I saw that was probably not going to survive, I knew I had a last glimmer of hope that maybe I could get myself a Z06, and I did. I picked up a nice Z06, and that car was just incredible. That car was you could have it in first gear. You have the car in first gear. And I mean, literally, first gear, go to 0 to 6, it's never even shifting. So the car, then you could be doing 60, 70 miles an hour down the road. And you could go from 6th gear to 2nd gear. And the thing would just explode on taking off. And that was back with the non-supercharged Corvette. So then you go, so keep in mind that the previous generation Z06s weren't supercharged. They were just naturally aspirated cars. So it wasn't until the C7 came along that the supercharger then came as part of the package. Now, I could be a little off on some of that information. Some of you out there, yeah, you get a Z01, Z06 or whatever. I don't know. So I just have been separated from the Corvette product and the Chevy product for so long because it gets so wrapped in the Hellcat. And that's what I was saying in my videos so many times was you look at the Camaro here, the Z28, which this got a lot of attention yesterday at the show. The kid is absolutely in love with this car. And, you know, it's interesting. One of my subscribers, I'm not going to call him out, he said he left my channel because I don't take care of my cars. Kind of was like, what is that? What does he mean by that? So if anybody's on my channel, be sure to reach out to me and explain to me why I don't take care of my cars. I mean, I'm not lying. This guy that was a really good subscriber, I told him, so, you know, I hate to see you go, but I understand if you're not happy in the way I present things on my channel, but he claims that I don't take care of my cars. And the only thing I can figure out is, I guess I don't, clean them enough, wash them, as a Jersey accent I have somewhat in my voice. I mean, I guess I don't clean them enough. I mean, what is he talking about? But for anybody here, you're welcome to come by and clean my cars. You can clean my cars, and whether you're lesbian or not, if you want to clean my cars, you'll be here every day of the month. I mean, sincerely. Somebody out here that looks at my operation, how the hell can I keep every car in pristine condition with, I don't have the Jay Leno money. I don't have the Jay Leno warehouse. So these cars sit outside and they get dirty. But okay. But I mean, is that what we're talking about? If my car's dirty, I don't take care of them. So for me, I don't know. I'd love to hear other people's comments on my channel. What are you referencing? I mean, come on. I got some cars here that to me, do they look that bad? I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes, don't take the wrong way if you're listening to my channel right now. For the subscriber, I'm not here to accuse you of anything, but that comment to me is like, I don't understand that comment. I'm assuming it means that I let my cars get dirty and I don't clean them enough. Which, oh my gosh. Can you even imagine? Can you imagine? I could make a video every day of my life just cleaning cars. Which, I ain't doing that. Sorry. And I'm not going to keep them forever. So there's the whole point to me. It's like, okay, so once again, on my YouTube channel, I'd love to hear 1 year ago what vehicles are still here or what vehicles are here that weren't here a year ago. I'd love to hear somebody reach out and start going through the list of what cars I had 1 year ago. And I can, just for the hell of it, I'll do it right now. The Jeep Gladiator over here, I believe we got that in February or March of last year. The Smoke Show, I think we got a little later. I think this came in the picture, more like in April or May. Didn't have a Super B. So I had the race truck over there. So the Gladiator, the race truck, here's two. The Bronco, didn't have that black one. I had a Cactus Gray. So here's two cars. The Mach-E, right? So that's what I said. Gladiator, race truck, Mach-E. There's three. The Ram truck, 4. The Lightning, number 5. I just had bought the Jeep Grand Cherokee for my wife in January of last year. So there's 6. The F450, 7. The Bronco, the Wagoneer, the other car, those were not here. Those other 3 cars, Wagoneer, Bronco, and the Mustang, weren't here. So what did I just say, 7? 7 vehicles? I got this, I think, April, of last year. So that wasn't here. F450 wasn't here. But what was here in place of it? That wasn't here. A black Raptor was here. So that's gone. Come in the shop. This wasn't here. This wasn't here. The Camaro wasn't here. The Gold Rush was here. But the whole point is, if you watch my channel, I can polish and wax these cars every day of my life, but usually at the end of the day, the car's gone eventually. And what I've learned over the years is you can have the lowest mileage car in the world, the most professionally detailed car. Your car can look brand new. You know what the value of that car is? The exact same value as the guy that didn't take care of his car and has high mileage on it. Yeah. And that's what I say. How do I find the Iceman? How do I find myself in life? There's a bird poop I told you yesterday. Look, the truck, the only other bird poop I see right now is this one right here. But the birds, with any glimmer of hope, everybody, the birds, the smokers, and they help me maintain my barn better without having all this crap all over. It'll be a blessing if this freaking smoker does what I think it's going to do for me. I mean, so for everybody who goes out there and looks for a car, I mean, I always have said for years, why can't I find myself? Why can't I find myself where the Dodge Challenger back here that was a $94,000 car, and I paid $92,000 to Carvana September of 2022. Now the dealer's telling me 65. Okay, it's in the 70 grand range. Okay, so if I was to sell this, which I'm not, but if I was to sell it, the guy's going to get the reward of a car that's been sitting in my garage for 2 years. Now look, it has a coat of film of dirt and dust on it. I mean, does that mean that I don't care about this car? It isn't about that. It's just sitting in the garage. I mean, yeah, I should polish it up. I can. I polished up the Camaro the other day. You know, this Camaro Z28, wow, this car is so badass. I mean, the Chevy product, what has happened to me? Why? I mean, I even scratched my own head. What the hell happened? How did this thing come in my life? I mean, it's the car gods. I always say it's the car gods of how, and you know, here's a car I didn't even drive. I mean, I bought the car without even driving the car. My daughter drove it home. That's how much confidence I had in this car being the Iceman's car. This is the Iceman's car of a guy, but this guy kept it for 9 years. What's the birth date in this thing? This is 2015. It's interesting now, 2015. I'm not going to show you the VIN here. So when was this built? 9/14. Wow. So this car is actually coming up on being 10 years old. That car there is 9 years old, but I have two 2015 Chevys. What the hell has happened to me? But I mean, I'm loving these cars. And even to the point, I would have to honestly say now, if I went to dire straits, if I got myself, which yeah, it's very easy for all the cars I'm buying. If you don't think that I have incredibly challenging finances, you don't know who the hell I am, because I do. It's just not good. It's too much stuff. But what has happened to the market? It's crashed. So, but here's the point. I can now tell you officially what goes and what doesn't. The Z06 ain't going away. The Z28, the Zs aren't leaving. The Hellcat, it can go bye-bye. I was thinking to myself yesterday, in some ways, if I was smart, I would sell the damn thing and then just sit it out for a while and buy one back and probably get one for maybe in the 60s. Yeah, because this market's totally been screwed because of Dodge, and the red eyes, it doesn't matter. I got a red eye. It don't matter. There's red eyes out there. And it's incredible how the Dodge dealers are like, hey, man, the red eye, we don't really know what type of number to put on that car. But a year ago, you had it in your showroom for $120. They offered me $65,000 for me to buy the Ram TRX. I'm like, yeah, no, that never even moved forward. And I'm not going to get the Ram TRX. I mean, I think if you watch my channel, I'm not going to get a Ram TRX. I'm going to be much more on the page of Raptor R. This car here, so here's the thing. This car is so wicked fast. This is the fastest car, in my view, that I've owned to date on the way it performs. Now, some of you are like, well, you're red eye. Yeah, but this car here, it's such a lighter car, and it's 650 foot-pounds of torque, and this thing's just a monster. I mean, but it's so much fun. And I was blessed yesterday. You have to say the car gods in some way are on my side, because if today was Sunday, it'd have been nippy to have that convertible down. And I never really have been a convertible guy, and I'm just blown away on how this Corvette, this convertible, is wow. I mean, wow. Some other people are like, hey, man, you got emissions issues. I think it's just a programming issue. One of my subscribers is like, it'll never be a never-ending problem. I don't know. It could be. It's possible. And who owned this car? So what do you think? Here's a car. So in all sincerity, I'm the third owner, but the first owner owned this car for like 8 years. and it had like 8,900 miles before he sold it, or she sold it, whoever it was. And then an individual bought it and only kept it a short time, and then they sold it to Carvana. That's my assumptions. So, what happened here? I don't know. But if the original owner, this car was garage kept. Second owner, I'd have to say it was probably garage kept. And yeah, I hear you. I said from day one, for the one guys being critical of me not taking care of my cars, I said from day one, you get these very unique, rare cars, I don't know if I want them, because you feel guilty to drive them. You feel bad if you drive the cars, because there's such a rarity, such a specialty car, that you're now get attached to, I shouldn't drive it. And then the environment that I'm in, this shop is an open shop. This right now, I feel a breeze coming through my shop everywhere I walk. So it's not a sealed shop. So, for the whole point of that is everything gets coated in dust and dirt all the time. It's a constant challenge. Yeah, I can put all these plastic things on them. I can. But what I've learned over the years, you start putting covers on all these cars and trucks, motorcycles, the mice move in. I mean, no lie. They move in because it's their now place to get nice and snug and warm because they get a blanket over the car. So, whatever. They make special paint to hopefully keep your car in respectable, finish and protection to a degree, right? Yeah, so yesterday, exciting day. If you saw my daughter, she's never been so excited riding in a convertible car. Even though I had a Jaguar Type F convertible, nice car, by no means the power that this car has. That was like a 500 or 550 horsepower car. It's an automatic, all-wheel drive, but it didn't have the feeling. This car just has an insane amount of inertia and feel to it, and it's so tight. I just can't get over how tight it is. I was thinking about the Camaro over here. I was thinking about the NASCAR racing. So down there in Bristol, the Bristol drag racing's coming up. I guess that's in June, I think, or something like that. But the drag race, or the NASCAR racing at Bristol, I was stumped. I just don't really watch NASCAR, but I turn stuff on when I'm here in the shop just working because I don't really want to be hearing all the news. I have no idea what's going on in the world of news. I've totally tuned out of that because I've been so fixated on the Z06 and get in the shop. If you're watching my channel, you'll see I accomplished getting everything moved out of here to accommodate me to have 4 vehicles in my shop. So I did accomplish. That was quite the project Saturday. It's been nonstop. If you watch my channel, it's just nonstop of me moving. I never stop moving. I can't sit down. That's just who I am. I can't sit down. I hate it. I cannot stand just going and sitting down. It's the worst. You got to keep moving. Anyways, in NASCAR, my father-in-law was a huge NASCAR guy. And in so many ways, he moved down there to Johnson City, Tennessee so many years ago, where you see us down there in the motorcycles and cars. And he moved there in so many ways because he was so close to Bristol. He wanted to always go to NASCAR races. He had season tickets. And I can still remember, if you go like 10 years ago, if you watched that Bristol race, the stadium was packed. I can remember my father-in-law, sadly my father-in-law passed back in 2017, on December 29th from pancreatic cancer, stage 4, very sad story. Lost an incredible individual, which is just so heartbreaking. But anyways, I remember him telling me on how when they would go to the races, they sometimes had to walk a mile because the parking was so jam-packed down there. He'd walk a mile. My mother-in-law and him would go together, and they would to get to the track just to find a parking spot. Wow. I mean, that's how dedicated a NASCAR fan he was. He was a Jeff Gordon guy, Chevy guy. My father-in-law had a Pontiac GTO. I remember they brought back the Australian car that was built over there in Australia. They made it the Pontiac GTO, which that was a really cool car. He left that upon his passing, and my mother-in-law gave it to, I think, one of her sister's cousin or so, I don't know, somebody in the family. I think got a young person, I think, got that car. It's pretty cool. Hope they took good care of it because it had a lot of miles on it. But anyways, the whole point is that NASCAR race yesterday, the stadium was empty. I was blown away. I told my daughter, I was like, actually, I would probably go to one of those races now just because you could park within reason of watching the race. But for the most part, that stadium, I would say, was maybe a third capacity. It could have been half. I don't think so. It was just wow. But to me, that'd actually be more enjoyable. But that is so noisy and it's just so mundane. It's a short track. I'd rather go to the Daytona 500. Everybody knows that's the big show. The short circuit tracks. I've been to the Richmond races. It's like 40 years ago with my friends. But it's just so noisy and loud. But here's the thing. The refund. It's the refund conversation this morning because of somebody saying I should ask for a refund on that Corvette. But how many people ask for refunds for the NASCAR circuit? If everybody knows that a lot of things kind of sort of playing out, and it's all about the agendas, and I think a lot of people are very abreast to just being disappointed that in today's society, you go to watch entertainment, whether it be going to the movies or going to the race car track or going to the baseball, football, whatever it may be, and we know that the agendas, sadly, have moved in and used those as platforms to advance ideology. And I think a lot of people just kind of get really fed up with that. I did. I was like, I really just don't want to go to a sports event to hear professional people that are talented for what they do and make so much money that most people never, ever will ever have in their whole, 100 years, start telling me how to live my life. I think most people are on the same page. And I think that's what totally created the refund of people and all the in many sports that's just like, you know what? I don't want my season tickets anymore. I want a refund. I'm giving them up. Or you sell them because you're sick of the frickin' rhetoric of what you have to listen to when you really don't want to hear any of that. When everybody that loves their car and motorcycle, what's the biggest thing that any motorcycle enthusiast will tell you is you separate yourself from the daily grind, the daily worries, and you're able to have fun. If you watched my video yesterday, I told my daughter, I wanted my daughter to go to videography in college. I even wanted her to take that in her last year of high school. I told her, it's like, the growing trend is just social media and being a really good videographer. Because as you know, there's people out there that have YouTube channels that have people behind the scenes that are doing all the video content for that huge, Mr. Beast. How many people are involved with Mr. Beast? Cletus McFarlane, who's behind the scenes. I don't really know his channel as well, but like Mr. Beast, you just know there's talented people behind the scenes that are help creating all the content he brings and how they bring it to you to look so much like a movie. And so I told my daughter, you should be a videographer because that opens the door for you to do different things. But it takes a lot of determination, a lot of work. But if you watch my channel, I tell my daughter, it's like, my gosh, when I watch you hold this phone, this camera, and you start videoing things, it's like, what are you doing? I mean, it's like, wow. So yesterday, we had some good content of her being in the front seat of this car with the roof down, and she was having a blast. But if you really, it's hard to kind of get what was going on because of the way she was holding that phone to see, like she should have turned around so you could have seen her face with her hair all over her, flying all over her face, but she was having a blast. So for me, it's challenging bringing content to a YouTube channel to intrigue people to watch your content. And I've had the comments from people that, you're the way you make your video sometimes isn't the most enjoyable to watch because you move around so much, you flip the phone too much, blah, 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 blah. I get all that. But for the record, hey, everybody, this is a nickel and dime operation. It's a pennies operation. I mean, I make pennies. For anybody who's watched my channel, not complaining, but anybody thinks I'm making thousands of dollars a month of this thing, no, not even close. It's like I said to you before, can I go out and buy a week's worth of groceries from what I make off of YouTube as a single person? Yeah. As a family of 4 or 5, no. No way. Not even close. So, but I appreciate everybody tuning in my channel and watching, and giving me support and helping the channel grow. And that's all great. And I just love video and content of my addictions of what I do. So the refunds, so you say to yourself in life, we're in a world more than ever where we're constantly seeing the challenges of the governing bodies that feel like they know the correct direction of civilization, mankind, cars, trucks, motorcycles. And as we know, I talk about all the time, it's the green agenda. It's the green agenda. I talk about all the time, the Inflation Reduction Act, the Chips and Science Act, these are all monies that the Biden administration, where Joe Manchin, the senator out of West Virginia at the last second in November of 2022, caved and signed off on the IRA $800 billion Inflation Reduction Act. And he was holding out. So as we know, the Inflation Reduction Act is now about the monies being given to companies to insure people. So here's a guy over here taking pictures or something of my property. What's that all about? My wife's like, lately people have been driving by the house and they slow down a lot and they're like taking pictures. What's next in my life, right? Is the Ice Age TV getting to be known? Or is it more about sending us to buy my property? I've always thought one day somebody come here and offer me a ton of money for this property, and then am I out? Well, probably. I mean, somebody came along and said, I'll give you $2 million for this place. I'd be like, yeah, I think it's time to move on. Sincerely. I'd be like, yeah, $2 million? Yeah, I mean, wouldn't put it past me. Somebody did offer that to me. I mean, it's a beautiful piece of property. We're going to find 10 acres of land, Loudoun County, with a pond and a big-ass shop, house. I mean, as well as I do. If you go further up to New York City, this is definitely a $2 million. New York State, you go to California. What would this house be worth in California? I'd imagine probably at least $2-3 million. That'd be my guess. 10 acres of land in the most lucrative county. Loudoun County, Virginia is the most lucrative, highest paying dual income earning county in this country. So in California, whatever county it'd be, I would think this would be a $2.5 million, $3 million piece of property. I don't know. And so how do you do that, right? So anyways, so back to the agendas. So the refunds, what I'm saying to everybody on my channel this morning is taxpayers are now paying for the green agenda advancements of what's going to be so-called a better world. Remember Joe Biden said, build back better? Does anybody feel that that's happened? Build back better? I'd love to hear the comments on that without getting thrown in jail. One of my subscribers, hey Charles, how you doing there this morning? Apparently he's getting thrown in jail a lot. I don't know what that's all about. Even he's like, what the hell's going on, man? Every time I reach out and make comments, I don't know if it's going on my channel or somewhere else, Charles. I don't know. But he makes it sound like he's going to jail a lot on YouTube. So, I don't really know all about that because I haven't been thrown in jail, thank God. I've had one strike against me for my content and YouTube's eyes wasn't appropriate. So I get all that. So you got to be careful on what you start mouthing off on YouTube. Freedom of speech. But the whole point is, with the Inflation Reduction Act, when are we going to get a refund? I mean, so what I'm saying to everybody right now is, so all these billions of dollars being handed out, subsidized, all this infrastructure, everything's going to be, beautiful. It's going to create a better environment. But at the end of the day, what if it doesn't? At the end of the day, what if it doesn't create, look at my Honda, I'm wearing the Honda stuff. It's cold out here. It's chilly, it's nippy. But at the end of the day, what if it doesn't play out? Do we get a refund? I mean, sincerely, do we get a refund for the taxpayers of this country that subsidize all these businesses to make the world a cleaner, better place? Better place? Do we get a refund? I mean, as a citizen of this country that pays into the tax system, I mean, the taxes are on everything. Think about how much money in taxes that I contribute to my state for just sales tax on buying cars, and then personal property tax. And then you go to the grocery store, you'll probably have 6% tax on groceries. And you go buy accessories for your motorcycle, 6%. The list goes on and on and on of all the tax monies. You go to fill up your car, there's road taxes of close to 50 cents a gallon. So for all the taxes, all the monies that are being given, the real estate taxes, then your federal income tax, and then some states don't have state income tax, but the taxes, and then you see and witness in how the government takes the monies and hands them out to what so many people feel isn't right. Where's the refund? Where's the refund on that? Where aren't people raising holy heck and you want a refund on the monies you've given out because of what you feel isn't, the monies aren't being treated fairly? What's the biggest argument between the House and, the House, the Senate, the Democrats, the Republicans, the president? What's the biggest argument right now that's going on more than ever? It's about so many people feel like they don't want to continue to subsidize wars and subsidize immigration that doesn't seem to be resolving the problems. I mean, sincerely, Ukraine war, it's 2.5 years in, right? And I mean, I think that's just a forever war. I don't think that's a war that'll ever be won. I mean, I sincerely believe that we can just keep on shoveling money to Ukraine. I think good old Putin's just going to keep on shoveling money and just keep her going as long as he can, which I think if you watch Afghanistan, if you've witnessed other wars in the world, you can see they can last for decades, centuries possibly. So, and then comes illegal immigration. Doesn't seem like the immigration issues are getting better. It seems like they're getting worse. And that's a constant argument. So where's the refund for you as a citizen? Where's your refund for what you feel like? Because here's the whole point that I started earlier about the car. With Carvana, we're going to wrap it all up. With Carvana, there's a 7-day give it back guarantee. So if I say, and you can only put 400 miles in a car, can't go any more than 400 miles in a car, that you can give it back and get everything refunded, with the exception that I paid $1,090 of freight to get this car to where I am, to the local Carvana area. So that would not be refundable. But that was disclosed, and I had to sign an agreement that I can't get the $1,090. But my deposit on the car shall be refunded, and the contract will be written up, and I have no financial obligation to this car. So I have 7 days to complete that transaction if I feel this car is a mistake. That's a pretty good deal. Now, I can be wrong, but in Maryland, I believe when you buy a used car, I believe you buy any car, once you sign the paperwork and you drive that car off the lot, you can't get a refund. Now, you may think I'm making this up, but I remember here a while back, one of my good sales guys at a dealership was telling me how he was in an argument with a customer as the person bought a car, used car, took it home, and then decided they didn't like it and wanted to return it. And my sales guy told him in the state of Maryland, once you sign a contract, it's over. I don't know how factual it is, but each and every state has different laws that let you return a car, or in so many ways you can't. And then you got to go to the lemon law. So the whole point is, on Carvana, to me, I think they got a pretty good deal because you got a 7 days time frame to reverse the deal. So even though a lot of people beat up Carvana, I get it. I think it's interesting. I have a Carvana for my first Toyota 4Runner Carvana experience. I had a metal license frame. They didn't have a metal frame. And if everybody's really abreast of the market, it just wasn't so long ago that Carvana was supposedly going to go bankrupt. If you watch all the doomer gloomers, Carvana was supposed to be done beyond done, the crash beyond the crash. So as far as Carvana goes for me, I've bought a 4Runner, had a great experience. I bought the Gold Rush over there, great experience. Yeah, this car here, I mean, I think the car is a great car. I think the front end, the front splitter. What do? Do I really, part of me says I just buy my own little splitter and just leave it alone. I don't know. I feel bad for that guy. I really do. I mean, the gentleman was very nice. He felt bad about what he did. And I don't know. And so surely, if I can buy a front splitter for $200 and put it on myself, I'll just probably let it go. You know why? I just don't want them touching my car again. I mean, I just really don't want to put this car in the shop to have somebody start screwing around with it. So what's Carvana's policy? They got to come get it. I got to drive it to a dealer. I don't know yet. I'm just mulling it over. But for me, for $200, if I could replace that splitter on my own, I wish I could take this thing over to Max Custom Exhaust, and we can check out the exhaust on this thing. And if I brought a new splitter, I about guarantee it on his rack, he and his guys would throw that thing on for me, and I would have barely spent any money. But I could be delusional on this, so I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But that's it. And I stayed out here in the garage the whole time, didn't go upstairs to the office. So I'm going to call it a day. And as always, thank you so much for watching my channel. Share the channel, share the excitement, share the fun, share the adventures, and just get away from the gloomer doomers. It's just the gloomer doomer channels. I don't know how people watch that stuff. What a waste of time. I mean, they're just living off of you, hoping you're a loser, I guess. I mean, is that what it's all about? You tune into the loser channels so you feel like you're in the loser club? I mean, doesn't misery love misery? Yeah, screw that. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks so much for watching. God bless. Have a great day. Stay safe. Stay tuned.